There are people like this on a regular basis, you know.
So what it would take for me or young people to stay in Bismarck?
I would love to see more outdoor stuff like this, and I would love to see more pedestrians and a lot more action downtown.
When things like this happen, it builds on itself. People like living here, more people come, interesting people come, people are creative.
People with new ideas, and it would just give some more opportunities of things to do.
Which I heard was an issue for North Dakota, is that young people want to leave, when they graduate.
Age gap that occurs, age 18 until what, maybe 30, 35, and what happens after college. A lot of people do not relocate back to this state, do not come back to this state.
We moved here in July, and Urban Harvest had just started, and so practically the second week we were here, we came down here, and it just felt so welcoming, and stuff was going on. It was a fabulous first impression.
It's social events like these that can really change the culture of the area in terms of the young people staying around here more. The better attitude people our age and younger have towards this community, the more you're going to want to stick around.
And I've heard several people in their 20s say, I would never leave now. There's so much going on, there's so much development, and there's these neat new events. And
it's wonderful to see something happening.
Especially for Bismarck and the community, is that they're putting a lot more back into the downtown area, and there's much more of a culture to the city now because of it.
Man, I love the music here. It's so cool. You can just almost dance to it. It's so much fun.
If this thing can make people from North Dakota dance in public,
Yeah.
think what it can do for your city. What it can do for you. Yes.
What's the difference of shopping here as opposed to shopping at Walmart or the mall? What's the difference between this and Walmart?
This and Walmart, I think there's a big difference there. I'm not sure I need to go into it.
Oh, this is so much more fabulous than the mall.
You can see where things come from, from the people's hands that make it, where at Walmart, you have no idea where it comes from.
It's totally different, and you actually feel really good about buying something here versus you buy something at Walmart, you're like, it's the same thing, it's mass produced, it sucks.
You think about how long it takes us to get the broccoli or carrots from California or wherever they're coming from. Depending on the sources that you read, the typical distance that food comes to you is about 1,500 miles. Whereas at a farmer's market, a lot of times they have a 50-mile limit or a 30-mile limit or a 100-mile limit.
These are all locally grown. Everybody's within 60 miles of Bismarck that are bringing the produce in here.
It's much fresher when you get it from the farmer's market and it's picked that morning or the night before.
And it tastes better.
Tastes better.
The difference between finding that here, going up to the grill up here and getting something to eat versus going to a McDonald's or going to a Pizza Hut. You're eating locally grown food by a locally owned business. You're doing it in an environment which is a community, an active community.
I mean, this is what it's all about. Bringing people downtown to the places where the people in Bismarck own the shops, to create a sense of community that didn't exist before.
I've heard that people are 10 times more likely to turn and speak to someone at a farmer's market or an open air market versus a grocery store, or if you're at the local retail big box chain where you're not communicating and you're not reaching out to your neighbors in your community that are all sharing the same space.
You can even go through the checkout at the supermarket and not have contact with a human being. You do your self-checkout. It's we want to put out tables and chairs, and we want people to sit at them and talk to each other and look each other in the eyes, and we want these kids to run around wild and play with each other, and we want everybody to watch the kids like they're their own kids. I mean, it's the definition of what a community is.
It resonates with each other in a community a whole lot more when it doesn't come from some corporation in another big city someplace else.
When you go to some grocery store that's a Walmart, Rainbow Foods, or those sorts of things, generally your money will go to a different place. Go to the corporate heads, and the community never sees the profits. When you buy things locally, you are supporting the entire community. People that own local businesses put so much of their money back into the community. Studies have found that when you invite a farmer's market into the area, the farmer's market customers will spend $1, at the farmer's market, and then also $1, an equal amount at other businesses, restaurants, stores, those sorts of things. So it is quite a boon for the city's economy, really.
Whereas when you go out to big box, whatever store, it's just, goes into the coffers of millions and billions of dollars.
A super Walmart comes to town, and who are the local businesses? What are the local businesses that are displaced because of that? And who are the people that are displaced because of that? And what are they doing now?
I think it would grow some of the talent that we have, that's for sure.
And a lot of people, I think, don't even really realize that Bismarck has all of these artists. Part of that is people in North Dakota might oftentimes undervalue what we have because we're say, oh, we're just from North Dakota. We're obviously not Chicago, not New York, we're not LA, we're just North Dakota. Well, look around here. We've got a lot of great artists, people that work on jewelry and massage therapists and just really talented people from all areas. And so we really need to focus on what we do have and what our community has to offer and really support those people.
It costs a lot of money to put this together, and we definitely are always still looking for supporters as far as sponsors and such as that.
Some form of advertisement to remind people, okay, these are this many weeks that it's going on.
Posters and flyers, and we have to have barricades, we have to have porta potties.
The Prairie Independent, a little local paper. They've helped out Urban Harvest quite a bit. A lot of local bands. They've been very supportive in this community, and they don't have enough funding to keep going.
And for example, the people organizing the Urban Harvest, they're not getting paid a penny for what they're doing.
The city gave us this beautiful space, and we closed down a street, and that's been wonderful.
They've given us a lot of moral support.
A lot of cities that have farmers markets expanding into events like this, the cities really sort of sponsor it and are behind it and have staff doing it. And we've been doing this all volunteer so far, and it's been hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of hours. So it's like, and it's been really intense, and we need some help.
Now, when I taught school in like I said, in Iowa, they had a center right for the farmers market to come right in the city's middle of the city. It was planned, and all the farmers and vendors could sell their flowers and vegetables. And so it's an awesome experience. And I think that's happening right here in Bismarck.
It brings our downtown back to life and really brings people walking downtown. I know I've talked to a lot of businesses in the area, and they say Thursday is just a great day. They get a lot of foot traffic. It really promotes local economy, local creativity. We're supporting local musicians and local artists.
I think the city could very easily support it and make it a big thing in Bismarck.
And why should they? What would be?
Because it's supporting our local community. It's something for people to do. Everybody complains that there's nothing to do in Bismarck.
Yes, I think there are a number of people that are just thrilled to have that stuff. And the people around here come and tell me, they said, we're glad to have you here, and please come back again. Yeah. And so it really, there's a lot of hard work, but I enjoy doing it, and it's nice, it's added benefit when people appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah. And for someone who's younger, living in North Dakota, it gives them an opportunity to actually do something.
When I was younger, I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger.
It's an environment that needs to be nurtured and needs a home.